exploding worms, reprint royalty, and a dead parrot. Hello, I'm Matthew, and welcome to your board game news. Worms, the board game, has been announced in the latest in a very long line of video games gone cardboard and plastic. But what makes this so special? Well, you see, this one taps into the nostalgic part of my personality, thus making it very, very exciting. So this one is coming to Kickstarter this summer from Mantic Games. Mantic Games are the team behind the Grand Miniatures games Armada and Kings of War, but they've also been behind some IP-based projects such as Hellboy the board game and The Walking Dead All Out War. This time, working in partnership with Worms creators Team 17, we are getting a Worms board game with what I'm going to imagine are a bunch of awesome minis, as that's really what Mantic are known for. Details are about as slim as your chance of your holy hand grenade going where you wanted it to go. But August is the date people are murmuring around the water cooler. I'm expecting a minis heavy game of tactical and nonsensical weapons being flung around a map that's probably also exploding. And this hits me right in my 10-year-old PlayStation 1 playing heart. I loved Worms, so I'm very, very excited. This episode is made possible in part by the game Dogfight from Floodgate Games, the latest title to join the acclaimed Blitzkrieg line of 20-minute games. In Dogfight, two rival aviators of the First World War duel each other in biplanes across the sky. To defeat your opponent, you must maneuver yourself to get behind them and then shoot at exactly the right moment. Shoot down your opponent or pile up the most damage-causing hits after 3 rounds of play to emerge victorious. With 9 different biplanes, unique abilities to choose from, a double-sided board, multiple advanced scenarios, and solo mode to play, Dogfight is another ace to land on your game table. Follow the link in this video's description to find Dogfight, which is available now at your local game store and directly from floodgate.games. Long out of print and famously extortionate on the second-hand market, especially if you'd like the luxury of English cards, it looks as though the godfather of area control games, El Grande, is coming back with a new edition from Lucky Duck and Hams im Gluck. Details are about as forthcoming as a paving slab with a secret, but there are pictures of 2 mini expansions, but there are a bunch of mini expansions for El Grande, so if these are 2 of those or 2 new ones, we don't know. The original Spiel des Jahres winning El Grande came out in 1995 by designers Wolfgang Kramer and Richard Ulrich. And the game, which I played recently, is still as amazing now as it ever was. It takes 2 to 5 players on a whirlwind tour of medieval Spain. The king's power is flagging, and you take on the role of powerful lords, each vying for control of the various regions. It's a devious game of card selection, bluffing, tactical timing, strategic cube placement, and just a dash of luck. And I really hope this new version is available in English. Please, please, please. We will know at some point. My guess would be Essen, but I'll let you know when more details become available. A new game in the Sushi Go line was released out of nowhere onto the shelves of your local Target if you live in the United States. Sushi Go Spin Some for Dim Sum. This is a Target exclusive in the US. We've come to find out here in the UK, for instance, that means you'll probably just get a general release elsewhere. And it plays 2 to 6 brunch eaters. We are told that this is a delicious spin on the classic Sushi Go game. Get it? Because there's the whole thing spin. Collect the best combination of dishes from the spin table, and each dish scores in a unique way. So this is the same kind of set collection we find in other Sushi Go games, but here you either take what's in front of you or you play a chopsticks token to spin the table to take something else in the hopes of getting both what you need and more chopstick tokens to give you more options as the game goes on. You can also draft cards that give you more scoring opportunities. This looks fun. I really love Sushi Go. I thought Sushi Roll was even better, so I'll be trying this as soon as it's available everywhere. For anyone hoping to get rich by finding a mystical piece of jewellery, your chances just got slightly worse. So let's face it, they were about to start off with. But the One Ring has been found. So in the latest Magic the Gathering set, Magic the Gathering, Universes Beyond, Lord of the Rings, Tales of Middle-earth, that name's too long. There was, for the first time, a serialized card that was one of one. This is a unique card of sorts. There's only one in this form. Other versions to actually play with are fairly commonplace, but the hunt was on to find this one card to rule them all, and then sell it. As soon as this was announced, offers started going wild. Gremio Dragons game store offered $2 million for it. But it's been found by what we are told is just a regular Magic the Gathering player who wished to remain anonymous. I'd, on the other hand, have thrown a parade. Essen Spiel has a mascot, and I like it because it's a cute cat designed by prolific game illustrator Michael Menzel. Mers Verlag managing director Carol Rapp, who organises the fair, provided the following explanation for the cat, saying, "What could be more synonymous with games than a cat? They lie around in game boxes, are curious and playful, and elicit emotion." This emotion. Only issue they have at the moment is they haven't got a name for the mascot yet and want people to contact them on Twitter or by email with name ideas. I have a couple name ideas, but I think the only one that I'm serious about is Klaus. I think Klaus would be a great name in honour of the late great Klaus Teuber, the designer of Catan, who passed away earlier this year. I'd really think people could, get behind that. But if you have an idea, then let them know. And now for something completely different, with a couple CMON announcements that were made the past week, starting with a Monty Python's Flying Circus expansion for the 1 to 6 player Zombicide 2nd edition for April 2024, with pre-orders open now. This set pays homage to what many consider to be the greatest comedy series of all time. I think that's Father Ted, but this set adapts some of the funniest sketches to ever have graced the small screen into survivors and hordes of enemies, as well as new equipment and a new mission. We're told to grab a herring, a raw chicken, or a good pair of mice playing mallets and get ready to face hordes of silly walkers, vicious grannies, fish-slapping dancers, and even a dead parrot is in the mix of 21 minis, 8 tokens and 47 cards. CMON also announced a new game coming to Kickstarter, Mordred, where, according to CMON, after the merging of Britain and the Fey realm, I remember it well, and the vanishing of King Arthur, various factions, both mortal and Fey, now fight for power. Each player will control one of these asymmetrical factions as they strive to earn the most favour of the 3 leaders, Mordred, Morgana and Merlin. But they must use the rounds available wisely, as each action costs precious time. In the end, chaos will be inevitable and players must prepare for it. It will bring great peril, but also great rewards. We know only that this one is coming soon. The launch page is already on Kickstarter, so I don't think we'll have long to wait until we know what this one is really all about. But for something I can play right now, let's check in with the latest releases available to play on Board Game Arena, who sponsored this segment. There's several new games available, such as Bunny Kingdom, in which players draft cards to build new cities, increase their influence, obtain resources, and ultimately grow the largest rabbit realm on the board as you lead your clan of rabbits to glory by gathering resources and building new cities across the land in Bunny Kingdom. Also available on Board Game Arena is Next Station Tokyo. The city of Tokyo needs you to create a new subway network, which will require optimizing interchanges and collecting as many tourist stamps as possible across the city. We'll add links, of course, down in this video's description to find, learn and play each of these new releases on Board Game Arena. The 2 to 4 player Avatar: The Last Airbender, Crossroads of Destinies was announced by Funko Games and design team Prospero Hall. In this one, we are offered to journey through the world of Avatar: The Last Airbender in the cooperative strategy game. We play as the heroes of Team Avatar, and Katara, Sokka and Toph, as we adventure through story encounters and experience combat challenges inspired by the iconic series, gaining allies, mastering new skills and learning to work together to defeat the Fire Nation. There are 15 narrative encounters and 12 replayable combat challenges, and if you want to, you can just jump into any challenge you'd like or play through a multi-game campaign, choosing your destiny and unlocking new skills with dozens of new characters, abilities. Looks like this one is out this year at some point, and look, if you've not watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, just do it. I promise you, that's the biggest takeaway from the whole episode today, frankly. It's that good. But if you'd rather stick with us, there's always more stops on the Watch It Play train. Chugga chugga. That's the new thing we're doing. Join Chaz here for 25 games that you can get right now, as well as his dog is in the thumbnail for some reason. I don't know, but I'll see you over there.